going on? 9 to noon radio is in the air. Good morning. It's a Wednesday, and we are all jam-packed with fun today. And we have a Vox in the Box tomorrow before the Wild Flyers game.
Another steal is Tarasenko in the slot. Lost it. Brink with a shot. He scores! Welcome home, Bobby Brink. His first game with the Wild here on home ice. He rockets one upstairs, and it's 3-0 Minnesota.
Budsy, Joe O'Donnell on the call. Excellent call, too. Bobby Brink, welcome home. Part of that shutout last evening of the Utah Woolly Mammoth. The Wild lead the Western Conference with 8 shutouts. And tomorrow, Heinze, Gorgsy, Billy G, and Stalock all join in person at Tria for Vox in the Box. These very well may be the good old days for 9 to noon, and certainly are for the Minnesota Wild. Nordo produces. I'm Paul Allen. Good morning. Joining us now is noted elite hockey mind Parker Fox. Happy feelings in the air for the fiance with the gold and the Minnesota Wild, but we need to turn this frown upside down with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Kind of a ratty loss last night at the Lakers, and good morning.
Good morning, PA. Yeah, happy to be here with you. Yeah, you're right. Ratty loss. No LeBron James either in the Laker roster last night. But it's a part of this road trip. You're hitting the California road trip. You're playing 3 California teams, Golden State, LA Clippers, and LA Lakers. Mm-hmm. And then you got to go to Oklahoma City. So 4 really tough games. And to start that road trip off with a 14-point loss in a 1 for 10 from 3 performance from Anthony Edwards is not what you want on a road trip. But nonetheless, I think you got to regather. And then tomorrow, or actually tonight, 9:30 p.m. at the Clippers.
Finchy joins about 30 minutes from now. Chris Finch, head coach of the Timberwolves, about 30 minutes from now. They are not making the simple plays simple. Mm-hmm. I mean, playing basketball as long as you have, including at the Division I level, I know you have either heard that about you or heard it about teammates from coaches. It's age old, man. It's like no bounce passes in the key. Don't pick up your dribble at the baseline and make the simple play simple. They're not making the simple play simple.
Yeah, I mean, this was a 10 p.m. start, so I missed the second half. And we talk about the third quarter, such a pivotal quarter in basketball. I feel so many times in the NBA that first half is calling a kind of a feeling out type of atmosphere. And then the third quarter is so important. We lose that third quarter 39-23. So that's a 16-point swing right there in the third. And I think you're right, PA. It starts with the simple plays. You look at guys like Julius, like Ant, who have the ball in their hands so much. You should be accustomed to making the simple play. We would say KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, because it's that easy. Once you play that long, just make the easy play. And that was not what we saw last night. And I think if you let that compound, it could be a scary road trip.
I'm going to bring that up with the coach in 30 minutes. Also to be presented, the Lakers had 11 offensive rebounds in the first half. Ooh. 11 in the first half. I mean, DeAndre Ayton, the skeletal remains thereof, he had 5 offensive rebounds last night. That's not like the biggest total ever. It's the first time he's had at least 5 offensive rebounds in more than a month since they beat the Ratty Wizards. So, you know, when you get in the weeds of another team getting that many offensive rebounds, including Jake LaRavia with 5, that just can't happen. Yeah. I mean, from afar, that just kind of reeks of somebody outworking you.
It's exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure this stat is right. The Wolves are 15-2 when Rudy Gobert has 15 rebounds or more. Oh. I think that's exactly right. It's an effort thing, especially against a guy in, DeAndre Ayton, who Rudy's taller than. He's just as strong as. He's an intelligent rebounder. So what's missing here? Well, I'm pretty sure it's the effort thing. And it's one of those things where, hey, we're getting on the stretch here, PA. There's about 15 games left. Like, we got to really lock in, because if you're the 4 now or the 5 now, you were the 3, you could bounce down to the play-in game if things don't go your way down here in the stretch of this last 15 games.
So when you're on a team with Anthony Edwards, you expect great things, right?
Yes.
You expect great things on a nightly basis. I just wonder, is there any aspect of this? Like, he was 1 of 10 at the break last night. And does he drive maybe whether it's the greatness of his teammates or potentially on a night when He's just clomping around the freaking court last night. Does that drive maybe things the other way for the rest of the team as well?
It completely does. Your team is only as good
2
as...
15 last night.
2 of 15. Your team is only as good as your guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at the greats throughout the history of the NBA. Look at Michael Jordan. I always like to use Jordan as an example. There wasn't a game where Jordan wasn't playing his tail off. And even if things weren't going his way, he found ways to impact winning. I think that's something we always talked about as a team is, hey, maybe Ant's shot isn't going. Maybe he is 1 for 10, but how can I impact the game in another way to not only take the pressure off of my mind, put it on my teammates' mind? How can I make somebody else more successful? And I think that's something that's going to come with time with Anthony Edwards, but that's the leadership. That's the role that he has to take. If he truly wants to be an MVP, he said at the beginning of the season, I want to be an MVP. You need to do those kind of things, not only for yourself, but for your teammates.
To whom much is given, much is expected.
Yep.
No doubt. Tough for me to pound on Anthony with the bad game.
I'm with you.
Because Saturday against Orlando, he was unfreaking stoppable out of the gate. I mean, and Orlando's better than a lot of people specifically in this market know and or think. So, I mean, it even makes it worse to recognize over the last 2, okay, MVP type guy was unstoppable against a physically gifted and defensively sound Orlando team. All right. So then they play the Lakers. Lakers are playing good defense of late. Anthony was off. So, I mean, it's the yin and the yang here, man. It's just, it plays into the word. And I'm going to bring this up with Finchy. The common refrain, the common thread after the game from Dante DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, and, somewhat Julius Randle, the word trust. And it was trusting the game plan. We have to trust the game plan. We have to follow we've heard that so many freaking times this year. If I'm Anthony Edwards, I wonder how frustrated, and he said it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I went pedal to the metal here. Nobody ran with me and we got blown out. And then I had the audacity to have an off night and then we got blown out. I mean, that's a double-edged sword, man. It's going to cut somebody up.
Well, good teams have multiple options, right? And yes, good players help that. But when you talk about a playoff series, we're talking about 7-game series here, and teams aren't, it's not like they're not watching film. It's not like they're not trying to stop things that are going an opponent's way. If you're going to see double teams, you're going to see different type of situations. So one thing, somebody's got to step up. But 2, I think Anthony Edwards has the opportunity now to help people step up, whether that be making crisp passes, whether that be setting people up for success, maybe getting Rudy involved a little bit more early in the game, letting Julius know that he can play make. So I think there's a lot of things. Finchy's going to have better answers than I will, of course. But nonetheless, as a superstar in Anthony Edwards, if it's not your night, there's still ways you can impact winning.
Yeah, great point. Great, excellent point. At Parker Fox 24 via X, Nerdo produces. I'm Paul Allen. It's the first day of the National Football League's league year.
Let's go.
So I guess we're on Kyler watch. This whole Max Crosby situation, it's now it's becoming troubling for me. It's like when Nordo texted me last night and told me what happened, I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I've never heard any. Well, actually, the Raiders actually a decade and change ago, they had made a move for an offensive lineman.
Roger Saffold.
Thank you. I think from Tennessee. And it was kind of the same thing. Well, then Saffold went to the Rams and played many years, might even have won a Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Everything worked out okay. So it's unicorn-esque, but I mean, it has happened before. But now, the next day, the Baltimore Ravens go out and get Trey Hendrickson.
You got a good one there.
Are you kidding me with this? I mean, this thing is so freaking fishy. It's okay, failed physical. You're going to hear Scott Zolak, the analyst for the New England Patriots radio network a little later. Go down the road of how did the Ravens, he's off a meniscus. How did they not even come close to expecting this?
Yeah.
They get their picks back. They get Trey Hendrickson. Crosby goes back. The Raiders have spent all their money on a bunch of other players, including the Baltimore center. Draymond Jones, a pass rusher for Baltimore, leaves. I think he goes to Buffalo, something like that. This is amazing how this has developed.
Oh, it's insane, and you hope for Vegas's sake that those picks work out for you, right? But that's neither here nor there. But good for Trey Hendrickson. He's going to get paid a lot of money, 4-year, $112 million in Baltimore. If I'm in that division, I'm a little scared of what Baltimore's putting together defensively.
I wish I could talk to somebody from an NFL crew in terms of trainers and docs and just understand what that evaluation process is. because I was reading a quote from the guy who performed the surgery on Crosby. This is actually like the worst time to look at that knee in terms of post-op, in terms of recovery and all of that. So I think he was quoted as even saying like Max is ahead of the schedule, like from the procedural standpoint, from the looks of it. It looks awful right now because it's supposed to, but it's ahead of schedule. He's going to be fine. And all anticipation, they're saying the right thing. So Ravens know, all parties involved know that he had this procedure. So I'm just curious how that evaluation takes place at this stage of the game that maybe leads them down a road where they back out. I've seen a ton of like cold feet and stuff like that. It doesn't. I mean, they agreed to the deal.
There's a long play.
This was
there's a long play? I mean,
so?
Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Is there an aspect of where it looks bad and they know it's bad, and then maybe on the side someone's like, "Yeah, Trey's gonna lower his offer. Maybe Trey's actually available, and we don't have to worry about this with him." I mean, do you think there's any flim flam like that possibly?
Well, it whatever the long play is, I mean, if it reveals itself, which it probably never will, we knew by doing this we were going to keep teams from Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby.
Oh, wow.
We're going to flip on this thing. We don't care about Draymond Jones, whether he was with us or with Tennessee. And we're going to get Trey Hendrickson and our picks back. And then by the time we do this, other teams will have paid for Linderbaum and other players. And it's going to, I mean,
that's some dirty
that's
pool.
Savvy.
Man.
Well, I'm getting a little conspiratorial here. I'm not generally like that, but I can't believe the way this thing has worked. And what is the NFL? Can the NFL do anything? It can't do anything.
No.
I mean, like, okay, well, now we're resending the Tyler Linderbaum deal, and we're resending this, and we're resending. I mean, it's the NFL's in a terrible spot with this.
Well, and how about that? I mean, I'm not a personnel guy. If I'm a team trying to make deals with the Ravens, this is front of mind for me in terms of trusting those interactions, because teams are trying to make deals. They guaranteed what, $200 and some million the Raiders did to those new players.
234
under the pretense that, hey, league year opens on Wednesday, certain things and et cetera. Those contracts can't be signed until then. We make the move. Max is gone. Best of luck, Max. We send him to the coast. We'll see him once every 4 years and hope everything's fine with the knee.
Yeah.
And then you pull back on that. Any team trying to make a deal this time of year with the Ravens for the foreseeable future. Is it Eric DeCosta? Maybe that's the name of the GM. I forget. But I would have trust issues trying to make plays if there's anything injury or health related, age concern moving forward. That's going to make it tough on the Birds.
Are you on Kyler watch today? And if he's the guy, what do you think?
Do we see him sign at 3:01 p.m.? Is that what we're thinking here, PA?
I wouldn't bet that.
Okay.
But I bet you something's solved by the end of the weekday portion of the week.
Yeah, I mean, is there even another team in the mix? From everything I've seen, it's been Vikings. Now the Cardinals can keep him, right? That's a situation that can happen. But
Geno Smith went to the Jets.
Jets.
That shoe falling plays into this.
Yep. So we're gonna get our Call of Duty All-Star Kyler Murray here.
Let's close here. Bam. 83. Bam Adebayo, 83.
You know what's funny? So many people have asked me about this. Is it a fluke, right? Like, were the refs helping him? Was the other team? I watched the whole fourth quarter, and that was as good as, like, effort-wise of defense that I've seen from Washington all year. They were doing everything in their power to stop him from scoring, but he still found a way to get the ball and get to the foul line, and they were all legitimate fouls. So I didn't watch the first half, so I can't comment on what I saw from the first half, but he shot the ball.
I watched the final 5 minutes.
86 times he shot the ball, PA, including free throws and field goal attempts. 86
Holy cow.
times. I don't know if I did that last year during the season at Minnesota, but nonetheless, I mean, 83 points is 83 points. You can't take it away from the guy. Amazing. Now he has the second most points in the history of the NBA. The Wilt game wasn't televised, so there's people, we're talking conspiracy row here. Who knows if that was real?
I wanted to bring that up with you, Parker. I'm driving in, and we got a couple of cool conversations we had to record before the show. And you want to talk about conspiratorial. I got to go find like some heavy duty Reynolds wrap to wrap yourself in. As you were talking about the wilt thing, it's if a tree falls in the forest, did it make a sound? It wasn't televised. You think maybe the wilt game? You're questioning it. You're skeptical.
I am skeptical.
Stop.
I am skeptical.
Age of rage in closing. We're in the age of rage.
Oh, I love it.
And have been for a half decade or a little more. Age of rage. Killing the Heat this morning.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
What's that?
Because they purposely, now they're winning by 20 and change.
Yeah.
They ain't going to lose to the Wiz.
No.
So they're purposely fouling the Bilal Koulibalys and Bub Carringtons
So
of the world.
funny. Yeah.
So they can get the ball back more for Bam.
And then Bam was trying to get the inbounds pass, and they were triple teaming him. They would not let him get the rock. It was the funniest. I watched that last couple minutes with Taylor, and we were just laughing. Totally. It was unbelievable. But hey, 83 points is 83 points. Congratulations to Bam Adebayo.
Have a good day. You're the best. Tell the banker I say hello, and we'll see each other soon.
I will. Love you.
Love you, bud. Parker Fox at Parker Fox 24 via X. 9 to noon today, courtesy of TimberTech and TimberTech.com. What's on deck includes some Kyler Murray chat around the corner, just in case it happens this week. Finchy. After that from Los Angeles. That'll take place about 18 minutes from Mark. There's much more during the 9 to noon presentation today. The final hour is a football frenzy, and we close previewing an exciting day tomorrow from Tria in St. Paul. It's Vox in the Box. 9 to noon produced by Eric Nordquist, and I'm Paul Allen. A happy Wednesday to you, and thanks as always for listening to FM 100.3 KFAN. Alrighty, let's learn a little bit about somebody yours truly decided recently to call Kyler the Creator.
Murray, shotgun, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Harrison Smith comes blitzing through the A-gap. He got through. Kyler had to throw it up, and it's caught by Christian Kirk at the 10. Mackenzie Alexander got burned. That's the only way to put it. I mean, Harrison Smith never blitzes from the A-gap. He got through. Kyler got hit. Got it off to Kirk. Down to the 6-yard line. 35-yard hit, first and goal.
Kyler Cole Murray.
3rd and 10, Arizona from the Vikings 15. 3 receivers and a triangle to the right. Kyler empty backfield. Back to pass. Stays in the pocket. Spins out to his left. Pumps. Fires to the end zone. Man wide open. Touchdown. It's DeAndre Hopkins. And the closest Viking to him, well, it was Patrick Peterson. 7-6 Minnesota.
Kyler Cole Murray. Oh, Kyler the Creator. In case he's donning our colors later today or sometime this week, let's learn some things about Kyler the Creator.
Murray, empty backfield, 2 receivers right, 3 out to the left. They're all split, very far apart from each other. Here's the snap. Minnesota rushes forward. Design run for Kyler. Up the middle, 10-5. And Kyler Murray into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona Cardinals. Well, he still has fewer rushing yards than Kirk, okay?
Right.
That's the second rushing touchdown of the season for young Kyler. And it is 2013 Minnesota.
Unlike Mad Producer, who is 6'1" and a ton of fun, and he dresses to a T, Kyler is 5'10", weighs about 205. He started at Texas A&M in 2015 and backed up Kyle Allen, who's been a quarterback in the NFL for several years. I think just was signed by the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Kyler threw for nearly 700 yards, and most of them went to Christian Kirk and wide receiver Josh Reynolds. Christian Kirk and Kyler Murray are best friends. They played together in Arizona. They played together at Texas A&M. After that, Kyler Murray transferred to Oklahoma for the 2016 and had to sit out a season due to transfer rules that no longer exist. So he played a year, played a little bit behind Kyle Allen, then he had to sit out. We got the baseball piece in the mix too. In 2017, he backed up Baker Mayfield, and when he did play, after transferring to Oklahoma, when he did play, Kyler Murray in 2017 went play action off running back. These names just astounded me yesterday when I put this together. I mean, Oklahoma and Texas A&M had some ballers back in the day. Kyler at Oklahoma in his first year, 2017, is going play action off running back Trey Sermon and was throwing to CeeDee Lamb, Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown, and Grant Calcaterra. Squad!
Wow.
Then in 2018, all right, now, so he was a backup there to Baker. There goes Baker. And in 2018, well, now we're in business. Baker goes to the NFL. Kyler takes over and throws for nearly 5,000 yards and amasses 54 touchdowns, including 12 running, and won the Heisman Trophy. 2019, Kyler Murray heads to the NFL as the first pick in the draft, and the Jalen Hurts, Ramondre Stevenson era is in the air in Norman, Oklahoma, as Kyler goes to the Cards. Through 7 seasons in the National Football League with the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler's Cards had a winning record just one time. But it's a team game. Stay in your lane, Paul Allen. But winning record just one time. And he threw for 121 touchdowns against 60 picks. Kyler Murray also ran for 32 touchdowns with said Redbirds. His NFL completion percentage is 67, which is pretty good. And his career yards per attempt is 7, which is on the good side of decent. He only has had 1 year his touchdown to interception ratio was worse than at least 2-1. That was his rookie year, where despite just 20 touchdowns, 20 is a decent number, but you'll understand in a second when I say just, 20 TDs, 12 picks, he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he only ran for 4 touchdowns that rookie season. 20 passing, 4 on the ground, got Rookie of the Year, go Kyler. In 2021, Kyler Murray led the NFL in fumbles lost with 13. And he's 0-1 in the postseason. That game was against the eventual champion Rams, the KO team. That SoFi day, he had 0 touchdowns and 2 picks, including 1 for a Rams touchdown. Kyler Cole Murray. That's somewhat the who, what, where, when, and why, just in case he's our full-time starter for the 2026 season. And if he is the starter, what does everybody think of that? This is a Talk Back Tuesday on a Wednesday because today is the first day of the new league year, which means a little later today, Kyler the Creator, Kirk O'Chains, well, they become available. And unless the Baltimore Ravens are involved in the scenario, everything should be hunky-dory for whichever teams covet Kyler and or Kirk. Free iHeart audio app. You can state an opinion and share what you think about Kyler Murray potentially joining the Minnesota Vikings by going to the free iHeart audio app. Get up to 30 seconds, and we will definitely play a fair amount of those back during the course of the radio show today. Chris Finch, coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, joins us from La La Land next. Chris Finch, coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, weekly 9 to noon, courtesy of Second Harvest Heartland and twoharvest.org, along with Prize Picks, and he joins us from Southern California now. It's about 50 some odd degrees there now. They supposedly are going to have like a heat advisory in California a little later, and the reason I bring it up, Chris, is I know you're a morning walk guy, and it seems like a nice morning to go for a walk and just kind of contemplate what's going on. And good morning.
Yeah, can I walk right into the Pacific Ocean and keep walking?
Come on, man.
No, it's nice out here. So, but that's not why we're here. We're not here for the weather. We need to get some wins.
Yes, sir.
Last night was not a good one for us.
It's off Orlando then last night, first 2-game losing streak in a month. Little did we know DeAndre Ayton had some Jim Jones with those offensive rebounds to him. Did the Lakers set the tone a bit in the first half with 11 offensive rebounds?
Well, they certainly did. Yeah, I mean that was. Neither team played well, as you saw. Neither team could shoot it and make it, and they just managed to get a lot of them back and give themselves more opportunities. I thought we could have had a little bit more of a cushion in that first half as a result. If we rebounded better, but we weren't able to.
Yeah, that I'm glad you said that, because the early part of the game last night, I thought was important, and it's not that it guaranteed victory, but man, because the Lakers started hitting shots in the second half. But I mean, you guys were an inch from taking like a 15-2 lead. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. And you have to take advantage of those situations, and particularly in a game against a team like the Lakers, where Doncic and Reeves aren't gonna go 5 or 6 for 30 or whatever they were in the first half combined. They weren't going to keep that up. They were going to make shots. They were going to get to the free throw line. They were going to do their thing at some point. I was hoping that we would be able to catch an offensive rhythm too, and we never were able to do that either.
Oh, so we mentioned their center DeAndre Ayton. All right, I mean, he had 5 offensive rebounds. So he occasionally will do that. I think it's the first time he had that many in a month and change when they played the Wizards. Now, Jake LaRavia with 5 offensive rebounds, that probably or should bug the guys in film study today, right?
Well, I would hope so. Bugged me last night. He just comes crashing in from the perimeter unchecked.
Yes.
A lot of bad habits for us revealed themselves last night, and you can't afford it at this time of the year.
Chris, off last night and Orlando. Are you expecting a massive effort tonight against the Clippers, who are playing well? And man, those guys get really stingy on defense too.
Yeah, absolutely, I am. We know exactly what to expect from them, and we just played them a little over a week ago. There's going to be no surprise there. They didn't have Kawhi that night. They'll have him back. Outstanding player. Not unlike Luka in the way that the offense is built around him, and you have to do a great job on him, and then I'll obviously take care of all the little pieces elsewhere. Defensively, they're going to be crowded around the ball. You have to use that to your advantage and against them by moving it. I mean, the ball's super sticky right now, and we just are fighting the game and not making the easy play and the easy pass. So, I would. The good thing is, we're going to see a very similar style game that we saw last night. So it'll be a great opportunity to take what we learned in film today and put it back into action.
Kawhi, who I think went for 41 against you guys recently or within the last month or whatever, that's HOF. All right. Darius Garland, who used to play for Cleveland, he had been hurt, and then I think he's starting to play now. What do you know about Darius, who can score? Darius Garland can score.
Yeah.
How are they fitting him in?
Oh, he's fit in pretty well early on. I mean, gives them another gear to go to, gives them an open court score, pick and roll score, gives them another look. I think he's a real good compliment next to Kawhi, and they have a defense that's built to protect him. So, nice pickup by them. I think it's definitely a foundational piece for them moving forward. And over time, he'll settle in here really well and do his thing. I think he's a good player, a really good player.
You said after the game last night, Chris, that the early, and you mentioned sticky earlier, but the early ball movement needed to be better to win. This may be dumb. I'm gonna try to phrase it the best way. Was it almost like the Lakers purposely put you guys in isolation situations, almost daring you to pass more?
For sure, they did. I mean, they absolutely dared us to pass more. I mean, That's what you do when you put, 2 guys on the ball, sometimes 3 near the ball, heavy in the gaps, standing at the nail, and loading up when you have the ball on the side of the floor against your main guys. The ball's got to see the other side of the floor. It's not rocket science, The more you hold, the more you dribble. Generally, in my time in the NBA, I've never seen defenders just leave. They got to be forced to react, and we got to do a better job of that.
When you say the Timberwolves are very out of rhythm offensively, is that something that can just turn around? Because honestly, I mean, realistically, you have so many gifted players.
Yeah, but absolutely, it can turn around. We've seen that. We've had moments where we've been out of rhythm, and then we can get it back. And it's the willingness and to get the good spacing, play out of our early concepts, move the ball early that we talked about a minute ago.
Yeah.
That kind of fires up our engine. When we play faster, we tend to be in a better rhythm. We played super slow last night, and we have been playing slow of late. All these things help you find your rhythm. And then, we have a lot of guys that are gifted players, but, they can't get themselves going all the time. Like, that's just not how it's going to be, whether it's Ant or Julius or Nas or Jaden or Dante, the ball's got to move and we got to create open shots for each other. And we're not doing a good job of that right now. And to be fair, when we have created open shots, they haven't gone in. And that's led to a frustration, I think, too, that, we got to fight through.
Well, that's very interesting because then human nature gets to creep in, right? Because you're going to get individuals trying to pull themselves out of funks, and that's going to mess with the team approach, right?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. That's exactly what's going on.
Okay, well, and I'm sure you know this, but trust, the word trust was a common thread preach from some of your players after the game last night. Dante, Rudy, and Julius. They intimated that we need to better trust the game plan. Dante said we can win a lot of them because of how talented we are, but he also, and Rudy did too, hit hard on the importance of following the plan. Now here's the bit that this has been a common refrain at times with them this season. Following the game plan. When we follow the game plan, we're pretty good. How do you guys get them to better trust the plan?
Well, it's a good question. I think sometimes, players come into the game thinking that maybe it's the same. They're able to play the same way that they did the night before. Feel, basketball IQ, these things come into play. And you got to be able to recognize that every night might be a little bit different, and oftentimes it is different. And you got to lock in on those things. And we see that in the playoffs all the time. Every series is drastically different than the one before. And maybe in one series you have it's set up great for a certain player to have a great series, and maybe the next series it's not. And there's no difference in the regular season, night to night. And so, I think they're right. We fought offensively. I wasn't worried about our defense last night, even though there were lapses in it, but I was worried about our offense going into the game. And there are certain types of defense which give us problems, and last night was one, and tonight will be another one. So it's again, a great learning experience for us to go right back into it and be better tonight.
Had the LA Lakers been playing that aggressively on defense of late? I mean, it was like a bunch of Michael Coopers reincarnate out there.
Oh, I mean, I don't think anyone would consider them to be a top defense in the league. Right. They have some good players and their scheme is solid, but when you play the way we played, you make it easier for them to play good defense. I think that's the point. So
does that come back to, I mean, this sounds rudimentary, but like making the simple play simple. Just make the simple simple. Yeah. Is that fair?
100% fair. Like, this doesn't have to be a tricky game. I mean, the whole notion of offense in the NBA in particular is if you can get them to commit multiple players to guard the ball, then by nature, math would tell us that there's less players elsewhere to guard your more players. So just move it. I mean, that's the thing. And we're all guilty of it. It's not just our two main guys. It's everybody at the moment is fighting that simple play.
Right. A couple of quickies to close here for Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch. Thanks to Second Harvest Heartland, 2harvest.org, and Prize Picks. Saturday against Orlando got out of hand for sure, but that Magic team, man, that Magic team is good and is getting better, and I predict upset somebody in the first round. What do you think about that? Pretty good Magic team.
Yeah, they do have the makings of a team that could make some noise in the playoffs. What's making them good right now is their defense. They're finding their consistent defensive identity. They've always been good defensively in the last few years. That's really what they've hung their hat on. They've struggled to shoot the ball well. Baines certainly helped them, but it's not like they've taken leaps in their 3-point shooting this year. But what they have done is they've found some defense right now.
Last one on you guys. Maybe it shouldn't be just amazing to me, but it is. And we've talked about it for a couple of years now. It's just amazing how not only sometimes do your guys seem to thrive on drama, but strangely they seem to crave it. Is that fair or misguided?
I mean, I don't know if it's fair or not. I mean, I think there's a lot. There's a lot of drama in the NBA on every team up and down the league. So, we used to always joke, like, never underestimate the drama on the other team, So, but, we're still young. We're still learning our core. And, we got to get through these periods, but, got to bounce back. That's the great thing about the league. You always got a chance to play the next night or the night after.
Lastly, Bam Adebayo, 83. I know you didn't see it. You probably saw some highlights. Bam went for 83 last night. That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I mean, that's hard to do. Obviously, I didn't see any of it, to be quite fair. So I wouldn't know how they came about.
Yeah,
I did see the 43 free throws. I don't think that would have been much fun to watch. But all credit to him. And congrats for a great night.
Yeah, he in total, I think he shot 86 times. I mean, field goals and free throws, which is unheard of. And what's interesting here is it's the second highest scoring game in the history of the NBA, behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100 against the New York Knicks. Is it true that when Wilt with the Philadelphia Warriors had that 100 against the Knicks, you were actually in attendance?
I was not in attendance, but it was at Hershey Park Arena, which is right down the street from where I grew up. So I played basketball in that arena, but not the same night Wilt was playing.
Might not even have been born at that time. Okay, well, let's have a rebirth with the winning this evening, and we will chat soon. Thank you, Chris.
Take care.
Yep, see you, bud. Chris Finch, Second Harvest Heartland, 2harvest.org, and Prize Picks. As Nordo's Prize Picks go, I don't know if tonight would be a great situation to identify a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves for Prize Picks, given you're looking to amass points and rebounds and assists and steals and blocks and things like that. I mean, Orlando, as Finchy said, and when Monday, when I talked about the game, it's Orlando's defense is tough, man. It's just they're the Orlando Magic. They haven't been fresh since they had Penny Hardaway, Shaq, and Nick Anderson, so nobody follows them. But they are a rough and tumble physical team. Last night, man, bugged me because the LA Lakers are not known as a quality defensive team, and they employ Luka Doncic, who couldn't care less about defense.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton, he's not known for his defense either. But, I mean, they locked us down at key times last night. Well, now you're going to get to a Clippers team tonight where Kawhi Leonard is, I don't know if it's still the case at this stage of his career, one of the best two-way players in the history of the NBA. Kawhi Leonard, his defense is the bomb. And the Clippers play slow, man. They want to win lower scoring games. They want to beat you up.
Yeah.
And they want to get you frustrated and force you into an isolation game.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact matchup, but the last time they played, I don't think they broke 90, the Clippers. I mean, they want absolutely to suck the air out of that ball and out of that arena and just grind you to a nub.
We got to get a victory tonight.
And when Kawhi's held, he's still a baller.
He's the baller.
Kawhi's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's going to be, and I just can't, I haven't seen enough of it yet. I don't even have Kawhi and Garland even played together, but that's a unique dynamic that they have out there.
Kawhi doesn't talk much.
No, he does not.
I think I've shared this with you before. It was one of Fred Hoiberg's final games coaching the Chicago Bulls. and the Vikings were in town to play the Bears the next day. So got with Freddie. Freddie got me, Spearfish, and Johnny Ekstrom into the game. We had some passes to go see Freddie after the game.
So Bowels of United Center. That's what we're talking about?
Bowels of United Center. They were playing the Raptors. Kawhi didn't play. All right. No Kawhi Leonard. Raptors might have won by 50. Okay. At Chicago. We're set to go to the coach's office and see Fred. So
tough time. Spearfish
and Ekstrom, they're PR savvy, and they're like, this might not be the greatest time. All right, well, let's just pop our head in there. And goes, hey, Fred. I mean, his face was, it was rich. I mean, it's like, all right, man, I love you. Tell Jackson and Sam that I say hi, and likewise for Carol. And we'll talk to you later.
Great Christmas.
And then he got fired within the next week.
Oh, come on.
Which was terrible.
Yeah.
But when I say Kawhi doesn't, I mean, God's cartoon character on the walk to Hoiberg's office, I mean, in full flight. Selfie with Bobby Portis. Okay, Bobby Portis is playing for the Bulls. If Spearfish is listening right now, he has the biggest smile on his face. Because I walked up to Bobby Portis and said, hey, Bobby, I got all your albums, man. Got to get a selfie? So I did a selfie with Bobby Portis. Now,
would this been Raptors with Siakam, and would Van Vliet be in the mix there?
Don't know about Siakam. Van Vliet was in the mix.
Okay.
Might have torn him up that night. But, I mean, I wanted to meet Kawhi. He was on the bench. So I'm like, damn, Kawhi might be down here. So we're walking to Hoiberg's office in the bowels of United Center. And basically on his phone in a broom closet with the door open, there's Kawhi Leonard. And of course I stop and I go, Kawhi, you're the bomb. And he puts his phone down and goes,
I always love that one.
He groaned. All right, Kawhi. God bless, brother. And I'll never forget that, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
I tell you what, if you don't check Kawhi the right way tonight, you're going to be groaning to a third consecutive loss. Let's go, Howell. Let's go, Howell. Let's chat with Emmett Johnson, one of our very favorites. Somebody I've known for a little bit. He led the nation in all-purpose yards for your Nebraska Cornhuskers last year. The combine's done. He was interviewed at the JW Marriott in Indianapolis by at least 20 teams, including the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to chat about that. His walk up to the draft-related lot in life. And this is a running back who, A, could be on the Minnesota Vikings, and B, will be drafted most likely Friday, round 2 or 3. Emmett Johnson from the Fighting City of Miami joins 9 to noon next.